Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Around the Emirates with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today, I'm joined by a particularly interesting guest, Caroline Ralston, who is founder of Proposal Boutique, a luxury marriage proposal planning company. Hello.
Hi. Hi, good morning.
Hello, hello. How is it going?
It's going really well. I'm so happy that it's Friday. I'm so excited for the weekend.
I totally hear you. So, Caroline, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I understand that it's your very first podcast.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy that my first podcast is with you.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. And I'm very happy to be discussing this super interesting topic with you. What is this company? How did like tell me the story?
Okay, so I started Proposal Boutique 8 years ago, so in 2014. And basically, the inspiration behind it is because my now husband, he took me to New York, which is somewhere that I'd always wanted to visit. And he gave me the most magical marriage proposal. So I came back to Dubai and I was telling all my friends about it, and they were telling their friends. And then I became known in Dubai as, oh my God, the proposal girl, the girl that had the best proposal. And everyone would just say to me, oh, I hope that I have a proposal like that. Or when my boyfriend's ready to propose, I'm going to send him to you and you can help him. And I was like, there must be somebody already doing this in Dubai because Dubai, we have everything, right? So, so I started helping friends with their proposals. And then I was like, I wonder if I can set this up as a business. So I did a quick Google search. I couldn't believe that no one was doing it. So I was like, right, there's a gap in the market. So I decided to take that market for myself and set up the first proposal planning company in the UAE.
That's amazing. I like the choice of word that you just used there, the gap in the market. I think that already shows me what an entrepreneurial mindset you have because you not only looked at something that a lot of people had, there was demand for, but you also realized that that demand was not being met because there wasn't that offer available in front of you. So that's really, really cool. So tell me about kind of life leading up to this company. How did you start off? How did it come together? Like what happened?
Yes, so I came to Dubai 11 years ago, and I actually joined as Emirates cabin crew. So I
Okay.
was first class cabin crew for a really long time. I was actually part-time Emirates crew, and I was also part-time private jet crew. So I was always used to dealing with very high-profile celebrities, very demanding clients that when they want something, they want it right now. You obviously are not able to tell them no. So I've always found solutions because obviously when you're 40,000 feet in the air, you have to make things work. So I
Right.
always knew that I was very creative. I love adapting to change very quickly. But I also knew that being a flight attendant wasn't for me long term. I
Mm,
always wanted to set up my own business. But when you're ready to go into business, people always say, oh, you need to first think about what your business is going to be. And when you sit down, it's obviously so difficult to think of an amazing, unique business idea. I think you really have to wait
yeah.
until that comes to you. And it was only obviously a few years later that after my proposal, it just kind of organically came. And I think that's why it's been so successful. And obviously, the clients that we work with, they pay a lot of money for their proposal. They're all from overseas. About 98% of our clients are from overseas. So we communicate with them on their time zone and we're selling a dream. We try to do things that have never been done before. So trying to sell that to a man when they can't visually see it
Yeah.
is challenging, but it's a part of the job that I absolutely love. And yeah, it just makes me think creatively all the time. And yeah, work with these men that have the highest expectations. And then seeing their face on the night of the proposal is just the best feeling.
Okay, so I have so many questions, right? Uh, I've been waiting for this interview. So my first question is kind of how does the process work? So someone sees you on Instagram and they text you saying, "Hey, I'm coming to Dubai because I want to propose to my my girlfriend or whatever." What's the process? They tell you what they want and you create the package for them?
Yeah, so we work in lots of different ways. So they find us even, whether it's through Google or we've been in amazing articles like Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, so some find us that way, or on Instagram. Thank you very much. So even on Instagram. So, or when they go on the website, there's a WhatsApp link. So they can either DM us or it comes straight through emails or WhatsApp. And then initially they might say, I want to propose to my girlfriend, but I've got no idea how to do it. So in that case, if they don't know Dubai, they don't know what they can get for their budget, and they don't know if they want something on a yacht or on a rooftop, then what we do is we recommend a custom proposal package. And basically for that, they pay a fee, and then we basically do the idea generation for them. So we send in a relationship consultation form, and it's really detailed. It's about 5 pages long. We ask about their relationship, how they met, what her favorite childhood memories are, all kinds of different things. And then the team and I will sit down and we'll think of 2 amazing proposal ideas that are within his set budget. So that's one option where he has the full experience. And then we have other clients that know exactly what they want, and they just need someone to make that vision come true for them as well. So we do lots of different things depending on our clients' requirements.
I see. And what are some of the kind of crazy, I mean, I'm skipping ahead to questions later on in this interview, but what are kind of craziest requirements that people have asked of you?
Oh, we've had all kinds. I had a really random one lately, actually, where this guy wanted to hire a luxury car, so like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and go down, the famous desert road in Dubai. So you've got the skyline of the Burj Khalifa at sunset. And then he wanted us to contact the Dubai police and do a police chase down that road. And then they wanted to pretend that they were going to pull up at the side of the road, that the police were going to kidnap him, and then the girlfriend would be hysterical, thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And then there was going to be a big flash dance involving the Dubai police, and it was going to be a big surprise. But I was like, oh, I love that you're thinking outside the box, but this is going to terrify your poor girlfriend. We're not in the business of just, torturing someone and giving them nightmares for years. So instead, we're there to guide them and recommend alternatives that their girlfriend will love.
Sorry, I need to backtrack on that for a second. So he wanted Dubai police to come back and pretend to kidnap him and scare the shit out of his poor girlfriend, all for the sake of proposing to her. I think she'd say no.
I know. Oh my God, the poor girl. Yeah, I could just see it happening, and I was like, no, we've got 100% success rate for yes. So I want to help you ensure that you get the yes, and I don't think that's the way to go.
So I'm gonna guess that it was a no to that request.
It was we guided him, and he was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That she'd be absolutely terrified, screaming, and that she'd probably have just awful nightmares for years after. So yeah, we're working with him anyway now. There's still going to be a flash mob. It's still going to be in the desert. It's still going to involve a luxury car, but it's not going to involve a kidnapping element, which is good.
That reassures me. Speaking of challenges that you might have faced with clients, what would you say has been a challenge that you've faced while starting this company, and how have you overcome it?
Oh, there's lots of challenges. Because I was the first business owner that made up this new market of proposal planning, people were saying, you're crazy. Someone would have already been doing this if it was popular. So I think that was the main challenge, hearing all my friends say that I was crazy, that I had this amazing job. Why would I give that up to gamble on starting something that had no evidence that it would ever succeed? So that was a big challenge. And then also, when the business was ready to expand, it was really hard because for 6 whole years, it was myself doing everything from the social media, the PR. I would talk with clients, I would convert them, and then I would be there on the night to obviously coordinate the event. So I was doing everything, and I became a real control freak. And obviously, you're never going to expand a business if you're only doing the business yourself. So when it came to that next step, I was still liaising with our clients and, making their proposal plan come to life. But I needed someone to be there on the night to coordinate it so that I could focus on other clients.
Right.
So bringing in that first initial person to the business was really challenging, and finding a person that had the same background as me, so is used to working with royal family or VIPs, celebrities, and also had the same vision as me with making the company grow, because it is very hard joining a startup business effectively. It's a big risk for Sally, who is now my creative director. She took, a huge leap in trusting Proposal Boutique, but she's done amazing, and the gamble paid off. And I'm so thankful that we met each other and we've grown the business together over the last few years.
That's incredible. I'm really glad that you were able to kind of let go of some of the reins and hire somebody that you really trusted to help you grow your business. Because the thing is with being an entrepreneur, is that, I mean, this is from my conversations with other entrepreneurs, is that your business is your baby, right? So it's so hard for you to trust someone else to not, fuck it up, basically, for lack of a better word. So especially, it's such a peculiar type of business that you have. It's not something like, you physically cannot mess up a proposal for somebody else who's paid that much and who's put all that effort into planning it. So I'm really glad that you've been able to kind of hire someone who you trust and is helping you to grow your business. So thank you for sharing that. And I know that you said that this was 6 years, right? 6 years of you running this company. What would you say is a word of advice for the listeners who are looking to start something that is not the traditional company, so to speak, and they're too scared to do it?
Oh, yeah, never ever give up, ever. You've always got to be ready to adapt as well. Obviously, we're all used to doing that now since the pandemic, and those that thought, oh, I can't adapt quickly, it's surprising how well we do adapt. But yeah, especially in business, there's always going to be competition. There's always going to be people offering you advice that you're not sure if it's good advice or bad advice. So you just have to have a word with yourself, have faith in yourself, and at the end of the day, it's your business, it's your baby. So if you don't believe in it 110%, then nobody else is going to. So you just have to stick with that.
I love that. I love the don't give up, and I love the you have to believe in yourself, because it is so true. You are your number one cheerleader, right? But you're also your number one enemy. So if you tell yourself you can't do it and you want to give up one day, then it's done. But if you keep telling yourself that you can do this and you will succeed and there is light at the end of the tunnel, then you'll see that light eventually. But that's so. I think that's very, very true. Thank you for those words of advice. I do want to ask you a bit of a cheeky question. I know that you said that you've served a lot of VIPs. Anyone that we know?
We have like secrecy deals basically, so we're not able to share a lot of names. But we've done a lot of footballers. We've done a lot of YouTube stars like Sharkman Roberts. We did his. We've done Lewis O'Brien, who's an English football player. We did his recently. But yeah, I would love to share so many names. And if it was just the two of us, then maybe. No, not really. Just
no, fair.
But yeah, no, I'm afraid that that's about it. But yeah,
no, that's totally fine. I thought I'd give it a go. I figured you'd send an NDA, but I thought I'd give it a go. Test your memory. But thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today. And of course, I know that you're on Instagram, and I've just seen so many amazing proposals on there. Like whether it's a car, whether it's like a beach setting, whether it's like the birds in the background. I think you're doing a fantastic job. And yeah, thank you for talking to me today.
Oh no, thank you so much for having me. I love that first podcast.
I'm so glad. So check out Proposal Boutique on Instagram. And if anybody out there wants to propose to your partner, this is a person to speak to. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye.